Yeah, so that's why. Did you try writing down all the rules in the blank
Yeah.
chart?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. We'll try 20 then. Let's go backwards. Whoa. Okay, so first again, look at what you have to prove. You need to prove not B. And the next thing you're going to do is look for where B is in the premises.
Mhm.
This B's got to be somewhere. If there's no B in the premises, there's no way you're going to be able to prove not B,
Okay.
right?
Hmm.
And there it is, right? There in the
Hmm.
A or B. If
Yeah.
A or B, then
X and
X
Y
and Y
or
or
Z.
Z. Hmm. Wow. Yeah. Well, so what you do is you kind of think where the B is.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like since B is disjoined, right? There's a disjunction, A or B.
Mm-hmm.
Then somehow you're going to get the negation of B out of that, right? Now,
Yeah.
there's two ways you could get A or B, yeah? And then if you got not A, then by disjunctive syllogism, you would get, no, you wouldn't get shit, right? Because
It doesn't look like
no,
you.
huh?
Yeah.
That's the fallacy. That's not the way disjunctive syllogism works.
No.
If I had not B, I could prove A, or if I had not A, I could prove B.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be like that, is it?
No.
No. Um, well, isn't there a way that we can get from, if we can get not A or B, remember De Morgan's rule?
Mm-hmm.
What do we get if we can get not A or B?
Not a. Wait. Say that again.
If we have negation,
Uh-huh.
parentheses, A or B, close parentheses, right?
Uh-huh. Not A and not B.
Not A and not B. And
Mm-hmm.
then we can get not B from not A and not B by
Mm-hmm.
simplification,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or what we called conjunction in reverse, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that looks promising because we have what looks like a modus tollens in the making there, don't we? Because if we can deny X and Y, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, there's a conditional there that A or B, if A or B, then X and Y.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can somehow negate X and Y, we will be able to negate A or B,
Mm-hmm.
you see, by modus tollens. You follow me?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And then with negation of A or B, we can turn that into not A and not B by De Morgan's,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then we can get not B by simplification. So the next question we have to ask then is there a way that we can negate uh, X and Y? Well, there's still something going on here because we don't really have this conditional yet. If we had this conditional, we could do modus tollens. But we actually have a disjunction here, not a conditional. See? Because there's this or Z hanging out there on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can get the or Z cut off of that and leave us with just the conditional, then we will have something to do, right? We'll have what we need. Now, I think the resources are right there to do it, and you probably know how to do it. So you just have to look at what other premises we have there. So we have not X and not Z.
Okay, so what's the first step?
Hmm?
Okay, what's the first step here?
Well, I mean, I'm working backwards, right? You got to kind of work backwards and make your plan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You know you need to get not B.
Mm-hmm.
So if we look up there, we find this conditional, and we've already said that, right? Because of the way that conditional is,
Mm-hmm.
we could, if we can negate A or B, which is the antecedent
Mm-hmm.
there,
Yeah.
then we will get not A and not B, and then by simplification, we'll get B,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the question is, how can we get the negation of A or B? Well, we could, if we had this conditional, we could, if we had this conditional by itself, we could try to deny or prove that X and Y is false,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then from that, we would be able to prove that A or B is false, right? And from that, we would be able to prove that A is false and B is false, and then from that, we prove that B is false. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so basically, look, I'll just tell you how it's going to go.
Yeah. Tell me what's gonna go.
Okay, but I don't know if it's going to help you. I'm trying to get you to do it on your own. Yeah? Because
Mm-hmm.
because you have a goal and then you have to like lay out the ways to get to the goal. You have to search for a strategy for proving the goal,
Mm-hmm.
right? The conclusion. And I'm telling you, like starting with the first step, but that's not how it works actually.
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean? Given the problem, it works the other way around. Your order of thought would be, I need to prove this. How can I prove it? And then you got to search for what you have in front of you and then, right, put it together. Okay. So I'm doing it the opposite direction and I'm not sure if it'll help, but maybe to give you some practice with the way the rules work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because, okay. So look, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, on line 4. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So write this down.
Mm-hmm.
On line 4, we're going to have that A or B. If A or B, then X and Y. Just like in
Okay.
line 1 there. You see?
Yeah.
And how did I get that?
Good question.
Huh?
Good question.
No, come on. You know how I got that. We talked about this one. We have not Z in line 3.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Okay. So that's disjunctive syllogism, right? Since Z is right, because the first premise tells me that this big conditional, either this conditional or Z is true.
Right.
The third premise says Z is not true, so that means the conditional must be true. So that means I can get the conditional in number 4, in line 4.
Ah, right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I have, right?
Mm-hmm.
If A or B, then X and Y. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So now
Mm-hmm.
I have to figure out how to get X and Y. And this is how I'm going to do it, right? I'm going to use addition,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And with addition, I'm going to put not X or not Y.
Not X. Mm.
You see the addition rule? Addition rules?
Yes.
So better you look at the rule and make sure I'm not trying to tell you something false, right? So the whole idea is to understand the rule. Yeah?
Yeah, well, I actually don't
Addition,
understand this.
huh?
What did we do here?
All right. So look, what does the addition rule say?
A and then A or B.
No, like the form. You have P, then you can get P or Q, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we have not X,
Mm-hmm.
yeah? And
We
that
do have
means I
not
can,
X.
huh?
Yeah.
Not X is in the second premise.
Mm-mm.
And so I can put anything on there. I can put the disjunction and then put anything that I want to.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore I'm going to put not X or not Y.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use the addition rule to do that.
Okay.
And you understand, so you understand the addition rule and its function,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Now, how is it going to function in this proof? What can I do now with not X or not Y? You should always go thinking back to De Morgan's, because De Morgan's rule is like the most useful replacement rule
Mm-hmm.
and the most common one. I have now on line 4, no, it's line 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not X or not Y.
Mm-hmm.
And I have above, on line 4, I have that conditional. If A or B, then X and Y.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to get not X and Y so that by modus tollens I can get not A or B.
Say that again. I partially understood.
All right. So, okay. What did I just say? What did you not understand?
No, we're talking about X and Y.
Not X or
What is
Y.
that?
Yeah.
Not X or Y. How did that relate to
Sorry.
A and B?
No, don't get it wrong. It's got to be not X or not Y.
Mm-hmm.
So
Where's
go
the
back to
A?
look at De Morgan's rule and look and
Yeah.
see what not X or not Y is equivalent to.
Mm, not not X and Y.
Not X and Y. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's useful for us, isn't it?
Is it?
Just write it down.
I will.
Have it in front of you. Why is it useful for us? Because look what we can do with that in and premise 4. What do you have on line 4?
What do we have on line 4?
Uh-huh.
If A or B, then X and Y.
That's right. And we have not X and Y.
Mm-hmm.
So with modus tollens, we get what?
Not A. Okay. There's just too many steps to it, and you have to constantly be aware of all the rules, and there is way too many of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just I think there's this one kind of thing when you kind of clicks in your mind, it'll all become easy and you'll see how fun it is.
Okay.
It's a little bit creative. It's like creativity, not just following rules. Yeah, but it's thinking about what you can do with rules.
It's not creativity, it's logic.
No, you're creating a solution.
No, you're thinking about the steps logically. With creativity, like, there are no logical steps that you need to follow.
No. With creativity, there's logical stuff. Say, do you do anything like art and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do? Painting or what?
Sure, painting. Yeah.
All right. Every color has its color, right?
Uh-huh.
And there's a kind of set of basic, you can say there's rules, there's fixed facts in the nature of things about how things are going to look when you mix colors in a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
And so when you're creating, you actually have to figure out how to work with a set of rules in order to bring about what you want to bring about.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no different than this, right? You have a
Yeah.
set of rules and you need to figure out how to bring about this accomplish this goal. You may say it's more like architecture because here there's a specific goal that you're asked to prove. Now, prove this conclusion, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like telling somebody, build this bridge. Well, that's an art to that,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the art is kind of focused on a specific objective. And so the person has to figure out, there may be many different ways to fulfill that objective, right? He's got to figure out what the most efficient way is.
Mm-hmm.
Your goal is to prove the conclusion with the fewest lines possible, right? And that's an art. That's artistic. That's creativity. Creativity is sort of takes place within a system of constraints. If there were no constraints, then there would be no creativity, right? There would be anything really to do. I mean, so like take music. The certain notes are harmonized with each other in certain ways, and other notes don't harmonize with each other.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for that, there wouldn't be any difference between what sounds beautiful or what sounds in a certain way, like the minor chord or the major chord, and what just sounds like noise. It would all be noise, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
there would be no point in creativity, right? Creativity is possible because of the existence of external constraints, which we don't have control over, but which give us and provide for us the framework in which creativity is possible. See what I'm saying? This is a really important. It goes beyond just logic, actually. It goes into your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, let's set that aside and then go back to I'm trying to make my pitch for why you should think this is fun.
Okay.
So we now have not A or B, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did.
All right. And you know what to do, how to get not B. 2 steps.
Okay. There is. Uh, okay. Um, Destructive syllogism. I don't know if that helps. Does that help me in any way?
Well, you have not A or B, right?
I do.
Yeah. So disjunctive syllogism, what do you have to use disjunctive syllogism?
One of them has to be negated.
Well, yeah, but first of all, what's the first premise of a disjunctive syllogism?
Um, it's A or B.
Right. Do you have that?
I have not A or not B.
You have the exact opposite, right? So how can you
Yeah,
get
okay.
disjunctive
A
syllogism?
replacement.
The exact
Replacement.
style of what you need to have, right? Yeah. Okay, so disjunctive syllogism is out of the picture. Look in the rules there for something which, involves something that looks like what you got, the negation of a disjunction.
Is that in the implication? Tell me its implication.
You've already used this rule like several times.
Yeah.
You've already used this rule in this proof.
Have I? Okay. Okay. Okay, the Morgan rule.
De Morgan, see? Now, didn't you have this kind of like nice feeling in your brain or something when you stumbled on that?
No.
Didn't get any kind of tingly feeling?
No.
Uh,
What's the opposite of a serotonin boost?
hmm?
What's the opposite of a serotonin boost?
I don't know.
Well, that's what I got.
Oh, okay. A not serotonin boost.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's really, that's really actually quite sad, I feel kind of sorry for you.
It's
All
okay.
right,
I
so
could be having
wait,
so much more fun.
the next thing you need to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
It is not A. Wait. And not B.
All right. That's what you already got, right? That's the Morgan
Yeah.
from the Morgans.
Yeah.
So there's one more step when you
Okay.
solve
I need the Okay. Is it simplification?
Yep.
Okay. So,
Beautiful.
it had 9 steps. That's just cool.
Did it have 9 steps?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay, so 4, 5. Wow. That's pretty good. 9 steps. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you.
Okay, maybe go and try to do the simpler ones then.
I will.
Here's the simpler one. Okay, like well, just for example, look at 9. You can probably do that right now in your mind and just tell me what the steps are.
I am honored you think I am that fast. Okay, it
Huh?
is not. I'm honored you think I can do it that quickly. It's not A or B,
Uh-huh.
which means not A and B. That's De Morgan's rule.
Uh-huh.
And then, is it simplification?
Yeah, good.
Okay.
That's just a little piece of the other one, right? So there we go. That's easy, right? So do some of those up earlier ones maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll probably help you to be able to do the later ones.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And to develop, that part of your brain that gets tingly when you get it right. That's probably good to have. It's a really, sad thing to miss out on, right?
Yeah, right. No, that's true.
All right.
I will agree on that.